What is your role? What do you do?
It's our duty to almost act as quasi-teachers when teachers aren't there. So it's our job to look after children and make sure that they're feeling comfortable within the school. We don't look at ourselves as policemen, we look at ourselves as carers.
Right, that sounds a very, very thought-through line. Have you said it before?
I've never said that before. No.
In the Scouts, Baden-Powell would transform prefects into patrol leaders.
Give full responsibility and show full confidence in your patrol leaders. Expect a great deal from them, and you will get it. The whole ulterior object of this scheme is to form character in the boys, to make them manly, good citizens.
Baden-Powell would devise other ways to introduce the public school ethos into the Scouts. England's young gentlemen had long been taught that good sportsmanship was not just for the playing field, it was an attitude for the whole of life. The sentiment was expressed in a popular poem, Vitae Lampada, by Henry Newbolt. Scouting for Boys gives instructions for acting it out in a show.
The sand of the desert is sodden red, red with the wreck of the square that's broke. The Gatling's jammed and the colonel dead, and the regiment blind with dust and smoke. The river of death has brimmed its banks, and England's far, and honour a name. But the voice of a schoolboy rallies the ranks.
Play up, and play the game.
It's the ultimate Victorian public school poem, the equation of playing field and battlefield. The empire is a great game, all wrapped up in a sentimental hymn to decent, understated patriotism. It's ridiculous, of course, but hugely effective, and Baden-Powell wanted to use it to inspire boys of every class.
Many Edwardians assumed public school values were the privilege of public school boys, but Baden-Powell was more ambitious.
Baden-Powell wanted scouting to cross the traditional class divides, which he called artificial anyway. His vision was not just for boys from the cloister, but boys from the inner cities. The 4th Scout law states that a scout is a friend to all, and underneath that it says in big letters, a scout must never be a snob.
For a man of his class, Baden-Powell's insistence that all scouts were equals may have been surprising, but it was genuine.
At this time, cricketers at Lord's went in through different entrances, players and gentlemen, and it's not cricket, you know, is a phrase which denotes everything that we'd like to think is British fairness. But society in Edwardian England was anything but fair, and he had a pretty good gut feeling that that was so. At the same time, he was frightened by the Labour Party. So he had these two sort of almost schizophrenic, opposite ideas motivating him.
We are all socialists in that we want to see the abolition of the existing brutal anachronism of war and of extreme poverty and misery shivering alongside of superabundant wealth and so on. But we do not quite agree as to how it is to be brought about.
Baden-Powell was very worried by what he called professional agitators going around stirring up trouble. He writes, "There are a lot of men who go howling about their rights, who've never done anything to earn any rights. Do your duty first, and you'll get your rights afterwards."
I was once accused of mistrusting men with waxed moustaches. Well, so to a certain extent I do. It often means vanity, and sometimes drink.
Why should anyone listen to the thoughts of Baden-Powell? Well, because he was the most famous man in Britain. This is just the tip of the iceberg of all the merchandise devoted to celebrating Baden-Powell. It's all here. There's the Baden-Powell alarm clock, the Baden-Powell shaving mirror, Baden-Powell spoons, Baden-Powell egg cup. There's an ostrich egg painted with the face of Baden-Powell. The Baden-Powell cigars. He'd have hated that. He hated smoking. And it wasn't just artefacts. There was music to accompany them. Here we have the Baden-Powell March, a patriotic song for our hero, BP. Hurrah, 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 whiz-bang, whiz-bang. Lots of rhyming of the word fought with jolly good sort. Why was he so ridiculously famous? Well, he was the heroic defender of Mafeking, a small town in South Africa.
Hurrah for BP, for holding a fort. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. He's just the right sort, our hero BP. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah.
Baden-Powell was a surprise recipient of national fame and military glory. After school, he joined the army, and over the next 20 years, he served diligently right across the empire. He was never a standard-issue military man. Instead, he was fascinated by a form of reconnaissance work known as scouting. The covert scrutiny of an area to gather information. It needed initiative, observation skills, and self-reliance, and Baden-Powell excelled at all of them. He gained